human.
Final hour Friday football feast, Buffalo Wild Wings, Apple Valley. And here we are. I mean, what a hell of a crowd here. It's 6-A radio, but we're about to find ourselves a W at the Giants this Sunday at MetLife and continue this party here. May I ask you guys some things, NFL at large related bits?
Of course.
If you allow me to bend your ear momentarily. So just kind of becoming fascinated as our team finds its way out of the playoffs and just how things, especially after last night's game, just kind of looking at season awards. Now, MVP is going to get the biggest talker. And I am kind of curious after last night, by the way, because it's still the MVP favorites, Stafford and Drake up top. But I wonder if Bo Nix and Darnold, who are both 100-1, like there's this massive Grand Canyon chasm between the top 2 or 3 favorites, Josh Allen towards the top, but then you got Bo Nix and Mr. Darnold at 100-1. I just wonder if those odds start to change over the next days and weeks.
Bo Nix has another really big spot this weekend against the Jaguars.
Yeah.
It's kind of an interesting game. The Jaguars have been pretty hot. I could not believe last week when I checked the scores, you're journeying to the Arlington Stadium and you check the score, you see Bo Nix against the Packers had that type of game. Like, I just couldn't believe that because Bo Nix for me is like, sometimes I think he's good. Sometimes I'm like, what the heck? And I mean, that was highly impressive.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the Jaguars because that's where I wanted to start. So, Coach of the Year, and this could be a flavor thing. This could be wherever you want to take it. But the list as it is now is Vrabel's the favorite. I don't have the specific odds; they were actually locked out, so maybe change is on the horizon here at FanDuel Sportsbook. But it's Vrabel into McDonald, into Shanahan with the Niners, into Cohen.
No Ben Johnson?
Ben Johnson's much farther down the list. No Ben Johnson. And that was, so A, that was surprising to me. B, this Coach of the Year award has kind of changed into who makes the biggest turnaround. Mm-hmm. And therefore, Ben Johnson and the Bears should be part of that conversation. But Vrabel up top, again, massive turnaround. Drake May, second year. McDonald, for me, needs to be part of it. Shanahan's lying in the weeds, but Cohen and Duval, what he's been able to do year one is super remarkable and impressive.
Yeah, it's crazy. They traded for Jacoby Myers like a month ago, and that has really just altered the course of their offense. And then they just paid Jacoby Myers, like extended him to a 3-year, $60 million deal. I was watching the film the other day, the Jaguars, which
couldn't get a touchdown for the foundation.
Yeah, of course he couldn't. I was watching film of the Jaguars recently, which is not something you ever really probably should find yourself doing. But really, Grant Udinski and Liam Cohen have Jacoby Myers almost in the Justin Jefferson role that he plays in this offense. So they really trust him. You can see that. But you're right. To go this route, Liam probably has to be in there. I'm still a Vrabel guy just with how quickly he shifted what that culture and that team
that thing was
has
bad.
Yeah, I mean, with Gerard Mayo, like they were being laughed off the field. And then Mike McDonald, like you can't overstate what he does for that defense. And then just for Seattle, I mean, that was another team that was kind of teetering towards maybe another, a bygone era. And now here they are in the spot for the number 1 seed. So really impressed by Seattle and what they've done too. But Ben Johnson shouldn't be lost either.
Well, Ben Johnson, here's where it's at. 14-1 he is versus Cohen 9-1. Vrabel the favorite at plus 185.
I'm going to take Kyle Shanahan in
Really?
the mix, losing Fred Warner, dealing with Brandon Ayuk, losing Nick Bosa, because I think they're going to win the rest of their games.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to beat Seattle and get the 1 seed in the NFC.
Okay.
So at the end of the equation, I'll take next level Shanny in that situation. but the Sean Payton. I mean, it's Vrabel or Payton. You know,
And Peyton's in the mix too.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's got to be a 50-50 there. He's got a second-year quarterback just like Vrabel.
But they went to the playoffs last year.
Yeah, didn't they get killed that first game against Buffalo?
I believe they did.
But I mean, if you end the season 15-2 as the 1 seed in the conference, how do you beat that? You know, and then for San Francisco, so I think the coach of the year comes from a 1 seed.
Okay.
The question is, who is the 1 seed going to be?
It's a pretty good, mix of guys vying for this spot. Because, again, what if the Jaguars beat the Broncos this weekend and then run the table and Liam Cohen? So it's
I still lean towards Vrabel, and that's kind of why I brought it up. Like, listen to the angles that you guys are presenting. Again, this award has truly turned into just who had the crappiest season a year ago and who has a much less. I mean, the fact that, was it true? I think it was 9-6-1 or 9-7-1. Brian Dable.
Yeah, he was.
Gets coach 22. Of the year. I mean, could it be any more?
But he got beat by O'Connell in the penultimate.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I thought. And O'Connell.
Joseph. Merry Christmas, Vikings fans.
O'Connell he wasn't even included in like the five on whom they were voting.
That's right.
That's
even with that Donatel.
So, Coach of the Year is one thing that truly interests me. Now, we mentioned...
It is interesting because it's analogous to what the playoffs could be like in the NFL, where we just talked out like 9 different things. Mm-hmm. And it's that there is not a Tom Brady New England, that there is not an Andy Reid, Mahomes with that MB3 with Chris Jones and Travis Kelce, you know, definable number one.
And you know what? The Titans really need to find a coach like Mike Vrabel.
Brilliant. That's brilliant.
Okay.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. And it was brilliant. So Travion Henderson has come alive.
Yeah.
Now, shaky half. There was a fumble. At one point, they weren't putting him on the field, but Ramondre Stevenson starts fumbling it himself. And then now Travion's going for 65 with Drake May plowing the road in front of him, and he's racking up the stat sheet like 900 yards in total offense, rushing and receiving, and 8 or 9 touchdowns. But then you have Emeka Egbuka in Tampa, who actually has kind of taken the different course where he started out red hot and has now come back to the pack, right? And that was when Baker was MVP. Now they're losing a bunch of games, including most recently. I mean, what a heartbreaker against Kirk and the Falcons, right?
Todd Bowles had a broken heart.
He did indeed. Would he show it, though? I mean, my goodness.
No, you saw the post-game press conference? He dropped 9 F-bombs.
Oh, he did?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Bowles did?
Oh, Todd Bowles. Oh, my. Oh, you haven't seen
I've never heard him talk like that.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Did you see McVay's post-game press conference?
I did.
And like the Puka stuff and the dance, and he apologized. Then somebody told him, well, did you know they were at your facility? And then he looks over immediately like, what? They were there? Who said yes? And then media person says, the boss is what we were told. And he goes, the boss. Okay, I had no idea. It was aggressive.
So is it Les Snead or somebody else that's getting absolutely torn by McVay today after that?
I don't know, but I could not believe the vitriol from the Rams media corps. Like, I didn't know the Rams media had it like that. Usually,
that's Bright Lights Big City.
I don't know. I assume, like, you know, we're relaxed, comfortable. We're just cruising the 405.
Kevin Modesti from the LA Daily News was just getting after it.
I mean, it was like, was this a distraction? And McVay goes, did Puka look distracted?
Yeah, I know. Really chewed him up.
And then he caught himself. And it was a great,
that was great.
It was a great scene of composure midway through.
Bro, he's so right the way he described that. It's worth watching. McVay it was a lady, right?
I believe
looked
it was
right at like the Eileen Voisin or the Mary Kay Cabot of Southern California and said, did he look distracted? He chewed him up. Anyway, next question. It was the bomb.
Yeah. I wonder if it was specific to the topic, though.
Yeah.
Given the fact that, so he's on this podcast. We don't know who the podcaster is. It sounds like there was something anti-Semitic being done. Was it anti-Semitic? Was it intended? The podcaster's Jewish. You know, like the back and forth over the last 36 hours with that has been mind-numbing.
You know what's interesting is, like, I always wondered, how did Puka, at his level of talent, fall to that round? Like, I always, I never,
he's not fast.
I never understood. Well,
that's the bit. It's the
interesting
speed thing at the combine.
I was texting some people in the league last night who evaluate college prospects,
And how is Bucky Brooks?
And there was like some people who actually work for teams in the league at the moment. Mm-hmm. And one of them did say to me, he's like, there were a lot of questions about people around him.
Yep.
Like even BYU staffers had questions, which I always kind of thought Puka was this like, soft-spoken, happy. So it's been pretty, not to sway the Mecca conversation. And
this is all good, man. This is 6-8 radio. It's NFL fodder.
But like, I never knew Puka was a little bit of a wild card.
Me either.
The way that it feels like we're kind of finding out.
Well, I think he's got a couple of brothers that play as well. And I was reading something. I think one of them's like in legal trouble.
One just stole a car of like a Lakers player.
That's right. Yeah.
What?
It's been one of the weirdest weeks for a player of Puka's stature. I mean, it's wild.
Okay, so with the
stole a car.
With the offensive rookie of the year, it's like when Nordo said, he wants to go over this with offensive and defensive players of the year. For offense, I eliminated quarterback from offensive player of the year because they always win MVP.
Yeah.
So do we do the same thing for rookie of the year? You can open it up, right?
I think rookie of the year, you open it up. However, it still gets, because the way I was going to go with this, Tyler Shook.
Yeah.
I think it's Shook.
Yeah, he's playing great.
That's the thing, though, is the way that you were talking about Dart PA and just kind of acknowledging the head injuries and the ebb and flow. They had this really cool moment with Scadaboo, then the thing feels like it's unraveled.
Yeah.
Well, Shook's got this team. They've won 3 of their last 4 or something like that.
Didn't realize that.
And he's not killing games.
Is
and
he the Louisville
He can run
guy?
a little bit. Yeah.
Wow,
well, he's the guy
he's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
With the viral video where he overthrew some cat at the combine by about 20 yards on a simple or a slant or something like that.
Damn.
But now they're winning games in the Bayou. I can't remember at one point we were doing while you were loving on the Jags, which was right. I was like, if you can give me the over-under at 1.5 for wins for the Saints, I will go under all day. I'll do the limbo on that thing every single time. And now Shook has him playing.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler Shook, I wouldn't have thought of that probably off the top of my head, but I don't know how he couldn't be one of the favorites for the award. There's no doubt. The Saints in general are just weird.
Yeah, he can't win.
I didn't realize.
So?
But he is on fire. 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns. The Saints.
What about Tet McMillan, the Panthers receiver?
Wow,
he's in there as well. But the reason I think Travion gets the edge because it feels like everything's so momentum based.
Yep.
And they're on the team with Coach of the Year potential guy that we were talking about. Like I think that plays into it more.
Agreed.
And how he's changed the frame. Really, you should be talking about Travion as you speak to Drake May's second season as well. So, but Shook, it's just. I never saw myself talking about this guy or even learning how to pronounce his name.
I mean, Jackson Dart has 20 touchdowns this year. Okay, in 9 starts, 20 touchdowns, 13 throwing, 7 rushing. I don't know what his odds are, but I'm putting 20 on Jackson Dart because it's not favored.
Yeah,
Henderson with Vrabel, and he might be Coach of the Year, and they might be the 1 seed. That's how it works, generally speaking. This guy got this. They did this. They have him.
Sure.
I'm going to see you 3 days after this game Sunday at the Feast next week in Roseville. We're going to revisit this after you've seen Jackson Dart play in person against Brian Flores. Okay?
Okay.
Just keep that in your mind.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, let me hit you last thing of this segment, and you hit on it, PA. Offensive Player of the Year. So I'll just put it here. What's your flavor? Because I know Gibbs and McCaffrey can be talked about a bit. Jonathan Taylor.
I'm glad you didn't hit Defensive Rookie of the Year like you said you were going to, because that was a freaking quagmire looking up those names.
Well, I actually think the Defensive Player of the Year and the Rookie of the Year can come from the same team. Carson Schlesinger.
Yeah.
And then Myles Garrett, of course, on the cusp of breaking the sack record.
Offense, tough.
Who's your flavor? Puka or Smith and Jigba? That really feels like that's going to be the end. They're statistically, like Smith and Jigba, you can talk about him because I think the stat into last night's game is he has been responsible for like 45%, like almost half of all the receiving yards of Darnold's coming from Jackson. So
it was 48.5 until he ran into Flores. No, I'm not kidding you. It was 49% of the offense ran into Flores. Everything went the other way.
It looked like it was going to do that last night until the second half. But then you have Puka, who you can just do everything with. And in a lot of cases, when you have those tandems like Devontae, I mean, Devontae's fantastic in the red zone specifically, but he can make plays. And when you take one of those away, it's like, oh, well, what's going to happen? The Seahawks can just focus on Puka. No, you cannot. He's going to go, 225 and a couple last night?
Yeah, no.
And he's not going to run away. He doesn't have that track speed, but he can find himself free. And best of luck trying to tackle him.
So Jonathan Taylor with 16 rushing touchdowns dead.
He's 12-1. He's third or fourth in this
They've
race
kind of
right
fallen
now.
off. I mean, the Colts in general, I think, have lost their steam. But, Puka, it is interesting.
What's your flavor?
I think I would probably go Puka for the award, but Jackson Smith-Njigba does some stuff where you're like, how is he always open? Like that, it's kind of the Jamar Chase effect where sometimes they throw to him so much and he still catches the ball and you're like, how is this guy always open? Why with Justin Jefferson does it feel like they're playing a triangle and 3 against Justin Jefferson or whatever, but for some reason these other guys are just open. It's hard to understand, but that's what I'd say.
And
I'd be Puka as well.
So Jahmyr Gibbs not in the chat.
He's in the chat.
16 total touchdowns.
Ian McCaffrey, 16 total T. What about McCaffrey, though? McCaffrey's got more all-purpose yards and 14 TDs.
Wow, and I got them winning the what? What are his odds?
His odds right now, just give me about 20 seconds here. His odds, as of this moment, are he is 40-1.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I put it the way I did, though. Smith and
I'm
Jigba
putting 100 on McCaffrey.
Are both less
for
than
4 large.
They're both less than 2-1. Then Taylor's 12-1. McCaffrey and Gibbs jumped to 40-1 in a heartbeat.
If I think the Niners win the rest of their games, and they become the 1 seed, then 40-1 on McCaffrey, that just has to happen.
Well, and what he's had to carry the onus, whether it's Mac Jones or it's Purdy, Ayuk, you mentioned that's been a disaster. Juwan Jennings does his part, but he's kind of a meat and potatoes guy. So they basically, and then Kittle has been in and out a bit from a health standpoint.
Yep.
McCaffrey has carried the boulder in a big way for the Niners.
This is the Friday football feast at Buffalo Wild Wings Apple Valley. That was our Steve's Appliances Marathon segment. Steve'sAppliances.com. Thanks for helping Alec and sponsorship during the Friday football feast. Into the penultimate after that. 11:33. Welcome back to 9 to Noon. This is the penultimate segment before we say goodbye for the weekend. Alec and I head to New Jersey for a Vikings game against the New York Giants. It's the final road game. Then we have a short week for the not only the football team but the football feast. Buffalo Wild Wings Roseville on Wednesday for Christmas Eve feasting. Then the Vikings and the Detroit Lions on Christmas Day around 3 o'clock.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can we get Snoop Dogg calling?
To the feast.
If we could get Snoop Dogg to the feast. I want my Christmas wish would be that you and Snoop call part of the third quarter on Thursday night afternoon.
Excuse me. I was going to ask you.
Well, that's what it would sound like with Snoop.
And you would point it out. How did the Snoop thing come to fruition? I've been meaning to ask a scribe that.
I don't know.
This is a Netflix game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is it tied into that?
Yeah. They do a performance at halftime. I haven't talked to Death Row Records to understand the machinations of how that came together. Probably Jeff Anderson sat with the president of Death Row Records and set it up. But what I would
you know what? It happens so frequently. I think it's definitely an out of bounds question.
No,
I just have no idea how. Is the halftime going to be longer?
I don't know completely. But will you? Are you a Snoop Dogg guy? You got to be a big Snoop Dogg guy, right?
I like Snoop.
You've heard him commentate games before. If you put him in the booth with you,
love it.
I mean, it would be
the best.
It would be Jared would take video of it.
Oh.
It would be circulating the internet.
Nick Madden, the promotion staff.
It'd be phenomenal.
Yeah, I think it's the Netflix presentation though.
Is that what
It's
is
just
Kelly
kind of-
Clarkson
it's
part of
gotta
it
be
too?
Just bumped up.
Kelly
Maybe
Clarkson
for one of the other games.
She's doing the intro, I believe, of the whole Netflix winner.
wow.
I believe the sideline report. Diana Rossini's gonna be on the sideline as one of the reporters. So,
Really?
Yeah, this is gonna be exciting.
It annoys me to say this because I hate the fact that we got to jump to 50 different platforms to watch an NFL game.
Right.
But the production last year with Netflix was actually really good. And,
Yeah.
and I know they when they were doing the live fights and they had some streaming related or buffering issues and such, they've cleaned all that up. It was a pretty great presentation. What was it, Chiefs Steelers last year maybe?
Believe so. I used to be kind of I was like last year, man, now I got to get Peacock. Now I got to get, and it is still somewhat annoying,
get to
but
expense
but
that,
even
right?
Amazon, yes, but even Amazon, I mean, they've done a good job. Like with the NBA, Kevin Harlan is obviously incredible in the NBA. And then their halftime and post-game shows in the NBA are pretty good on Amazon. So,
they're
The
fantastic.
Prime game,
yeah.
Well,
Prime games are sweet.
So you got Blake Griffin.
Steve Nash.
Okay, that's Prime.
Dirk.
Udonis Haslam.
Yep. Taylor Rooks.
Yeah.
Oh, how about Haslam?
It's fantastic. They do a really good job on Prime.
Has there been a better pro career than Haslam? Basically, I think he was with Miami for nearly 2 decades, win some rings, etc.
Yeah.
And then he's just sitting on the bench making like $2 million a
Yeah.
year for about half a decade.
Is the Bobby Bonilla of the NBA.
And he just rolls into
Like
prime
every
time.
year around April or May, you see the Bobby Bonilla got this 60-year thing from the Mets, and he gets like a free $2.5 million
I
or
think it's
something.
still 2035. He gets $1 million a year.
Are you kidding me?
I think
No,
it's for
2035.
I think it's for another decade. I'll be proven wrong, maybe, but I think that's right.
That's impressive. But I look, Snoop Dogg, PA, in the booth in the third quarter
And
on the call Thursday afternoon. Whoever
rolling
is
out
listening,
a half with Snoop sipping on gin and juice.
This is a very popular radio station, from what I understand. So there's got to be somebody listening with some kind of connection to make this possible. I'm just trying to put it out there.
Snoop's first big record is what got PA back and forth from California to Minnesota in the 90s. You listen to that freaking thing.
Yeah,
on
but I
repeat.
can't remember the name of the album.
Well, it was Doggy Style.
Doggy Style.
Yes, it was Doggy
It's the
Style.
bomb.
I don't feel comfortable with you guys saying.
I mean, it was back when
He's
it
got
was
the
CD.
hatchback. He's got his sleeping bag.
So
the
you
window.
have 8 tracks in Common and Barrero's days. Then you get to my day,
Is that
and you got cassettes. Okay, that went into CDs. Well, the CDs, I mean, traveling around the country, that was it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And the Doggy Style CD was terrific. Yeah, I like Snoop. But we teamed up somehow as a station when the Chiefs were in town. And I can't remember how it worked, but didn't we try
Mitch
to get
Holtis or
Taylor Swift to
was
come
that 2023?
by the Vox Box or something?
Yes, we tried.
Yeah.
Greg Swedberg.
Yeah, and it was like Tweety.
had reached out. It was
Right, that's
a
what it
there
was.
a hashtag in the mix. There was this massive appeal, and
Right.
at the end, Josh Oliver fumbles it on the first possession of the game, and no Taylor Swift in the booth.
That was Bynum with the 4-inch vertical.
Oh, yeah.
Where
Oh.
he should have picked it off against the guy.
Justin Watson, maybe?
Yeah, he's on another team now, right?
Come on with that.
With the when we dissect the doc, Alex sends a document with pertinent information is one way to put it. It's changed as the season has gone on.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So what dissect your doc? What was interesting within the document that you think would resonate not only with us but the crowd?
Yeah, I mean, interesting is, I'm not sure the best, most apt word that I would use for it. I'm curious when I watch these other teams, just what they look like, what types of schemes they run, what their defense is. Like, it's just an interesting, like the Giants and where they're at as an organization is it feels like every time the Vikings and Giants play, they're at like 2 transition points or organizationally on both sides, which is kind of interesting to me. But as far as watching the Giants on film, part of me was just like, what is Jackson Dart? Because there's a lot of narratives and noise around Jackson Dart. So what do I think of him on film? And what
I think he's cool.
Okay, well, that
You don't think he's cool?
I mean,
Was he good at Ole Miss?
I think he wants to be cool. He was good at Ole Miss. Yeah, he loves the backpedal in the pocket. He's going back. You think he's Chris Berman calling the home run derby?
Always.
But look,
Let's get him Malik Neighbors with Scattaboo. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, that would be great. And it'll be interesting to see who they hire. Their GM, it feels like it's going to keep his job, Joe Shane. I don't know how that. I mean, look, Joe Shane, he's had that job for a long time. I don't know how much they won, but he's had the job for a long time, and that's
doesn't Scadaboo feel like that's got a short shelf life?
Yes.
And I'm not rooting for
the way
that.
he plays.
With the way he plays, man. I can't see that
Same
being
thing
like
with
a
Dart.
12-year thing.
Dart has been in the medical tip to be checked for a concussion, I believe, at least 4 or 5 times this year. It's just not a sustainable play style. So you asked about the doc and watching the film, I'm like, yeah, that's a great 7-yard scramble. Like, bravo, great athleticism. But you had a 15-yard over route over the middle of the field that you missed. So how much can I compliment you
I got
for
you.
that? And I watch these other teams film with not a ton of grace, whereas with the Vikings, there's a lot of grace as I watch them talk about this team. So it's fun to get to do it and just kind of be a fan and evaluate this.
Alec Lewis, The Athletic, Nordo, 9 to noon, and I'm Paul Allen. Final segment, Buffalo Wild Wings Apple Valley is next.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Hey, everybody enjoy the Vikings game this weekend. It's at noon on KFAN. You got the program coming up around the corner. And the Wolves in OKC tonight. The Wild take on Edmonton at Grand Casino Arena Saturday. Then on a back-to-back, catch Nathan McKinnon and Cale Makar and the Colorado Avalanche, 5 o'clock on Sunday. That's super cool.
And Erickson Ek.
I
used to think it was Erickson, or I used to think it was Eric Sinek.
Always.
Okay.
Then I learned it was Erickson Ek.
Big moment for you.
Sorry to interrupt.
Do you prefer on Sunday Justin School, Michael Juergens, and Blake Brandel at the right tackle? Or do you prefer Justin School, Blake Brandel, and Walter Rouse at right tackle? Because that's going to be what if we want J.J. McCarthy to continue taking steps on Sunday, what that moving company looks like.
They're gonna have Ryan Kelly and Brian O'Neill.
You think Ryan Kelly's going to be fine?
Yeah, Ryan Kelly and Brian O'Neill will be playing in the game.
So they returned. Okay.
Yeah, they came back yesterday to practice. So it'll be Justin School, Donovan Jackson, Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, Brian O'Neill on Sunday, which will be huge.
If we were going to do in honor of Paul, and we were going to, I had an opportunity. Actually, I couldn't take Jordan Mason because, I did that earlier in the year.
Couldn't do it.
If I could, would taking Jordan Mason and or Aaron Jones on Sunday be an option?
Yeah, look, the Giants have the worst run defense in the NFL by all metrics, numbers, eye test. It's really, really bad. Yes, they have Dexter Lawrence. Yes, you're going to have to double team him out of the way. But their linebackers, Bobby Okereke is capable. And then the other off-ball linebacker, Dorian Mossaw, is not pretty to watch on film. So, whether it's Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, this has to be, and it probably will be, a heavy personnel, run it right at them. And if you could have taken either probably Aaron Jones or Jordan Mason and IHOP, you'd feel really good about it.
They give up during that 8-game losing streak, 153 per. 11 rushing touchdowns they've allowed during that 8-game losing streak. They actually have some numbers. Like their red zone offense. They have some numbers that are not bad. That are like, wow, they've lost 8 consecutive, but they did beat Philadelphia. They played Denver and the Chargers right down to the wire. So forget about them for a second. I think for the Vikings, this is a tricky one.
Yeah,
so
you're probably right.
It's the human nature gets to win thing where I just bring it up frequently and just so people will have their ears out for it, so to speak. And, when you got that Darnold game, you got a Packer game around there, Sunday night football, and you got Christmas Day football and the Packers on the horizon. Oh, right in the middle, by the way, a 2-win Giants team at noon that nobody nationally cares about. This is just a tricky one.
On the road. You're probably right. Like the way I've talked about this game is that if you don't turn the football over and you stop Tyrone Tracy in the run game, you're going to put yourself in very good position. But you're right in that, like I was on the way here, just considering the psychology of where teams are going into games, it does matter. So it'll be a pretty impressive spot if they come out and do what they're supposed to do against this team.
Do you think when we were doing Vikes Bites, we had our Vikings fan over here asking, how cool it would be to ruin seasons and break hearts around holiday time with our division foes? Do you think you'd speak about the psychology of teams? You think that's in the heads of the Vikings at all?
I mean,
you're so busy preparing for games and stuff. I'm not saying it's on the whiteboard per se, but I just wonder if that's in the heads and in part of continuing that momentum or whatever can be taken as momentum into the offseason. Kind of the idea, let's beat on these guys.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when you get to next week and you get to week 18 of the season and those are the games and those are the opponents on your schedule.
They're going to be up for those games.
Yeah, no question. But this is the one for sure. It's all the good thing about this is you have a quarterback who is driving like the want to prove, the want to continue to show an ascent and development. And so like the man at the control is going to have a lot to play for. And so that usually will flow to the rest of the team.
And Naylor is about to be an unrestricted free agent. So I mean, you're going to get it's when you get into this conversation without mentioning names, for what it's worth, with my experience with the team or the NFL, it's the veterans who have made a ton and they're nursing a little something. That's where you look,
Yeah, no question. But I mean, just to land the plane, as you would say, feel really good about this game. If they don't turn it over and they stop the run, that's just where it is.
Hey, God bless all of you. Thank you for coming out to the Friday Football Feast. That's Alec Lewis. He's Nordo. We have Nick Madden Street Team, J. Dub, Jared Wells. Thank you, Chad Abbott, for guiding the great ship Love Covenant at FM 100.3 KFAN. And I'm Paul Allen. Next time we'll chat. Going to be Sunday for the Boom. Vikings and Giants final road game. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. If we don't see you before Thursday, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.